Welcome back, hyenas. I have a very serious question for you guys. When are you gonna stop eating shrimps with the wimps and come eat some lobster with a monster? First of all, I want to say there is a huge collection of these sorts of like play on words or like puns that you will see here and there on Twitter. Unfortunately, they're so far and in between, like the really good quality ones, that I've never been able to like culminate an entire collection of them enough so that I can make a whole YouTube video about them. The closest I've been able to get is this lobster with a monster situation that seems to be picking up some steam, and I've set aside a few examples over the years. But the reality is I really wanted to be able to dissect this image. What I believe to be the grandfather of all stupid puns on the Twitter known as website, close enough, is people will secure the PS5 to play Miles Morales, but won't go the extra miles to secure their relationship and teach morals to their kid. PS, he's 5. Socrates and Aristotle, if they had a child who was raised to be a Buddhist, I don't believe, in my humble opinion, would be able to come up with language as elite as this tweet here. This tweet was so influential when it was first conceived that it has been called back to by other tweets that could only dream of reaching this level of corniness when it comes to wordplay on Twitter. I have seen other tweets try to do a similar play on words and then almost as if like a non sequitur just add PS, he's 5 at the end of it. Almost like being self-aware that they know how corny they are being with how far they are reaching at trying to make this joke work. Y'all worried about Cyberpunk 2077 when your girl cold with no jacket and you won't give her yours, so she just sigh and burr, you punk. PS, it's 20 degrees outside and you're driving a 77 Toyota Camry. Mwah. Not only is this individual, this tweet's from 4 years ago, so not only is this individual trying to capitalize on the popularization of Cyberpunk 2077 and everybody tweeting around this new game that's coming out, but they broke down the wordplay. They put into parentheses that the sigh and burr of your girl being cold and disappointed in you is reflectant of the cyber, and then you being a punk is punk, which I feel like didn't need self-explanatory, but then also works in PS, it's 20 degrees, like calling back to the PS, he's 5, letting you know that he's aware that this joke is stupid. This is a piece of art as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, I have more unbelievably corny tweets for us to go through, but before that, brand new GamerSupps launch live today at 3 p.m. It should already be live when this video goes out. Brand new Mecha Waifu Cup. They've got this great like dark turquoise, black, and gray colorway with all of the apparel that's come out. They've got like a gray, like it's like a leg for the sweatpants and an arm for the sweatshirt, so it looks like you've kind of got like robot parts because of the color blocking that they're doing. It's great. They are once again doing the free Waifu Cup with any purchase of a GamerSupps flavor. So you get the cup for free if you buy any GamerSupps on top of the 10% that you get off by using my link in the description. Please do check it out, and I thank you in advance. Motherfuckers will get 10% off their GG tub subscription at GamerSupps, but won't sup their gamer by getting in a tub. PS, he's 5. I think it's no surprise that according to knowyourmeme.com, the original concoction of wordplay that was, when are you gonna stop eating shrimps with the wimps and come eat some lobster with a monster, originated around 2020, which is also when that first PS he's 5 tweet started to make the rounds. But the version of this, I think Facebook status or whatever, that really started to make the rounds around Twitter was this version of it that was supposed to be somebody like unable to comprehend what this person was saying to him, and it was just very much this: when are you gonna stop eating shrimps with the wimps and come eat lobster with a monster? To which this person replies, what? And then they say again, come eat lobster with a monster. What part of that do you not understand? There is a level of corniness when it comes to tweets like this that are created very clearly for the sole purpose of engagement bait. Like, it isn't like trying to piss you off in the way that like rage bait would, but it is definitely trying to piss you off the way that like a little sibling would say something incomprehensible to you, or like a really bad joke, but they say it with such enthusiasm that you don't just want to laugh at them to give them the benefit of the doubt. You want to shoot it down and then point out to them that you are so unfunny, you need to stop talking for the foreseeable future. And it's that energy that I feel like is evoked out of, you know, phrasal templates like this one that are like, it's not just a bad joke. It's such a bad joke that I genuinely can't stop scrolling. This has diverted my attention. All the hatred I had towards the customer service that I've had to deal with through my entire life has instead been absolutely focused on this one idiot on Twitter. Why is it lobster with a monster? Surely you'd say lobster with a mobster. That sounds so much better. It matches the rhyme better. It still kind of evokes shrimps with the wimps when you could have lobster with a mobster. It just sounds better. Why? Anyway, I think it's important for you guys to understand that the basis for this template, for this meme as it were, for going viral is not just a manner of like clever wordplay in place of the names of food. Like, it isn't that. It comes very much from a culture of being as cringe and borderline unfunny as possible to get the absolute cheapest knee-jerk reaction laugh out of you, the studio audience. And so because of that, you actually don't want to be very clever when you're making up your own dinner with a mobster. Lobster? I'm losing my fucking mind. Stop eating lentils with the imbeciles and come eat sirloin with the huge groin. Now, when you read that out loud, not only does it inflict poison damage over the next 10 turns, but it also makes you realize that none of these words actually rhyme. This shit's not even close to rhyming. Whoever put in the work to make this tweet didn't do it in a way where they thought, oh, this is kind of clever. They just wanted to string you along with a format that looked familiar enough to you that you would keep reading to see what the big payoff is. How is this dude gonna work in the pun at the end? And the reality is that they fucking don't. Come eat sirloin with the huge groin? Like, bro, you need to be boiled alive. Stop eating corn dogs with the corn dogs and come eat hot dogs with the hot dog. This is so stupid. This is so stupid for a number of reasons. The fact that, okay, you use corn dogs as an insult, you call somebody a corn dog, it's kind of like calling somebody a corn ball, I can kind of see it. But then you're calling yourself a hot dog? Hot dog is supposed to be the better of the two? That's the compliment? You're inviting somebody to upgrade from being a corn dog to a hot dog? That is a step, that is a sideways promotion at best. This is like somebody making fun of you for playing League of Legends and then you find out that they play Overwatch 2. And the good version, the clever iteration of this was right there. Stop eating corn dogs with the corn balls and come eat some hot dogs with the big dogs. It was right there. I refuse to believe that you didn't think of that, random Twitter user, but that's the point. The way that this works is that you don't want to be clever. If it was clever, this would get 0 fucking likes. The fact that it's kind of stupid, borderline infuriating with how corny it is what makes it good. There's 2 real roads that this meme goes down. Okay, you pick one of the 2, and that's about as much as it's evolved at this point. The first one is to pick a food dish that's multisyllabic, something that's got a few different words to it, and then matching that number of words with what you rhyme it with. Almost like you're trying to come up with a clever rhyme for like a song or something. For example, how about you stop eating po' boys with the low boys and come eat some broccoli and beef with the commander-in-chief. You see that? You see that little that bounciness, that rhythm? That's what really makes this thing roll off the tongue. Borderline clever. Still incredibly stupid, but this is the first of 2 ways you can go. Baby, stop eating rangoons with the buffoons and come eat some rockfish with the top bitch. That's hard. That goes hard. That rolls off the tongue. I like the way that sounds when I say it. Come eat some rockfish with a top bitch. Yes! I have noticed that there is furthermore a divergence, two more distinct categories of people who are making memes still in the realm of keeping with the original ethos of the origin of this. The first one is people who are just trying to make the rhyme as bouncy as possible. For instance, stop eating chickpeas with the pick-me's and come have some lentils with the mentals. In this meme, it isn't exactly clear whether or not you would consider being a part of the pick-me's to be better or worse than being a part of the mentals. Like, I think it would depend on your personality which one of those you would consider to be better than the other, but that's not what this is aiming to do. It's not supposed to be a cohesive, a comprehensible, this is better than that. Rather, it's just trying to rhyme the best that it can. Pick-me's with chickpeas, lentils with mentals. So long as those connect, that's as much as this is trying to do. Rather than trying to focus on making the rhyme as nice as possible, the other half of people I see in the wordplay category are instead trying to introduce as complex of food theory, of their opinions on food as possible. In this example, for instance, quit eating pad thai with the bad guys and come eat some pad say you with a guy who's nice to you. In this one, the rhyme isn't as good as in that first one, but this individual was trying to accomplish something completely different, which is to introduce a level of culinary expertise, some elitism into this. In this one, the fact that the basic group of people is pad thai, the most famous of Thai noodle dishes, and compare their basicness to the real superior Thai noodle dish in pad say you. Yeah, the rhyme isn't as good, but the point that he's trying to get across with you being basic, going with the flow, moving with the mob, rather than stepping into the actual real sophisticated Thai noodle dish that you should be enjoying, that's the point he's trying to get across, and I would argue he does so rather masterfully. Baby, stop eating gruel with a fool and come have some nutritional yeast with Mr. Beast. Horrible. And this brings us into what I would argue is the second distinct major category when it comes to this meme. The first one was people trying to work in multisyllabic food dishes in an effort to work on their wordplay, to showcase their ability to linguistically, masterfully handle this meme in a way that shares their opinions on food, in a way that makes it almost feel clever. The second half of people, either due to feeling that that itself is overrated or just because they're a little bit more immature in their humor, have instead moved on to working in as many gross non-foods or double entendres for eating ass as possible. They're still funny. Stop eating cookies with the rookies and come eat some cobbler with a gobbler. This has very little to do with basic versus elite. This person isn't trying to say that cookies are worse than cobbler. I don't think anybody would be trying to make that argument. Instead, they were just trying to work in the fact that they themselves are a gobbler. Does that sound a little bit sexual? Does it almost feel like innuendo? Well, guess what, buddy? I'm trying to be in your endo. Stop eating gruel with the fools and come eat whole with the mole. What? When are you gonna stop eating poop with the youth and stop eating throw up like a grown-up? You need to be boiled alive. Stop eating butts with sluts and come eat pot stickers with the box lickers. That goes crazy. Put this on a shirt. Somebody put this on a shirt. And of course, my favorite example, one that throws any subtlety out the fucking window. If this was the first example you saw, you might not even recognize that it was a template to begin with. When are you gonna stop eating pussies with the wussies and start sucking cock with the jocks? I am very excited to see all the hilarious examples you guys might come up with down in the comments. It's right below the subscribe button if you want to give that a click. A big shout out to the patron scrolling in the back. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Check out Gamer Supps with my link in the description, and check out my videos coming out a couple times a week. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.